Hey everyone, my name is Joe Robert.
And my name is Christina from See You Online.
In today's video, what we're going to do is take you through 4 tips to help you to make more print-on-demand sales, even if you are just starting out. If you haven't seen Christina's channel, definitely make sure to check it out. I will put a link down in the pinned comment below. She makes a bunch of really awesome print-on-demand content. In today's video then, what we are going to do for you guys is share with you 4 ways that you can nail your niche, your designs, your print-on-demand store in general if you're just starting it, no matter what time of year, without focusing on trends or anything like that. The first tip is actually one of my favorite things to do. It starts first with a great niche. Even if it's a really popular niche, that's okay, because the tip is to choose print-on-demand products that maybe aren't as popular, meaning you are not competing with hundreds of thousands of other people doing the same thing. For example, you could do a print-on-demand metal wall sign that someone who loves cars or trucks or motorcycles can hang on their garage, instead of just creating a typical t-shirt or something like that. You could also do some wall art for someone to hang in their hunting lodge, or a house they have in the woods, or a beach house or something like that. Again, instead of just doing a typical t-shirt or a mug. And sometimes when you do that, not only can you actually make more sales because you're being a little bit more strategic with your product choice, but you can also make more profits because sometimes there's some really profitable products out there that will sell really well in your niche.
100% agree. When I first started, every single person was selling t-shirts, and every single person, when they think of print on demand, think of t-shirts. But there are so many other products out there that would actually sell better depending on the niche. For example, I started with t-shirts, but I started listing my designs also on sweatshirts, and sweatshirts actually give me a better profit margin, but I was actually able to make more sales in them because there was a lot less competition.
Our second tip is another way that can help you to stand out. First, we talked about choosing different products than everyone else. This tip has to do with doing something a little bit different with your design. What we're talking about is adding a personalized element to what you're selling. Not only can this help you stand out, but just like with your product choice, it can sometimes help you to make more money, because if you're doing a personalized design, you might be able to charge more.
For sure, one of my best-selling sweatshirts is a custom product, and it's a customization product that was not offered to this niche before. So actually, one of my best sellers is a custom sweatshirt. All it is a certain career, and then I have EST, and then it has a customizable date, or for me, it's just the year, so maybe 2023 that they can put in. This niche did not have customization available to it yet because it was really specific, but everybody prefers a customized option over a non-customized, especially if they are buying gifts.
I agree. I think personalization is probably one of those things that is only going to become more popular as time goes on. If you're watching this and you haven't tried personalization, or maybe it's not even something you've thought of, I would definitely recommend you to check it out. I'm going to put on the screen kind of 2 different examples here. One design that you're seeing doesn't have any personalization in it, and then the other one does. And you'll see that the one with personalization has so much more potential for people to buy as they're browsing online.
And you can customize different parts. You can customize a name. You can add in a date, add in a location. You can add in a custom icon dependent on maybe their birth month or their dog type. There is tons of ways to add personalization to your items.
Obviously for me, Christina, I talk a lot about Shopify, so I have other videos here on the channel where I detail different ways people can do personalization on a Shopify store. But for you, as someone who sells on Etsy, is there any tools out there that you love that you could recommend to anybody?
Yeah, so a brand new one that has come out that has been super helpful is Hello Custom. It's a new way to automate your personalized orders. It picks up what your customer has entered in the personalization box and automatically adds it to your file. That way, every time you get a new personalized order, you aren't spending tons of time having to recreate the product and then re-upload it to Printify or your print-on-demand supplier.
At this point, Christina and I have both been running our print-on-demand stores for a while. We have also worked with a lot of you. At this point, both of us have seen people do really well, but we've also seen a lot of people make some pretty simple mistakes. As we're filming this video, it is the end of September, which means that Christmas is almost here. Now, Christina, I'll ask you, what would be a mistake, in your opinion, that someone could make if they were starting a print-on-demand store right now?
Yeah, so something I see a lot of people do as brand new sellers, especially around this time, is try to start by creating holiday-themed products. And there's a few reasons why I think as a new seller, selling holiday-themed products is not beneficial to your store at all. Number one, when you're actually creating holiday products, if you're trying to create a brand that you want to be selling year round, the minute Christmas is done, come January and February, you are making zero sales at all. So you're spending so much time creating products that are going to be selling for Christmas just to go back to zero sales come January and February. The second reason I highly believe that people should be creating evergreen products, and for those that don't know, evergreen products are things like hobbies, careers, pets, things not tied to a holiday, is because for Christmas, what sells more? Christmas sweatshirts or gifts? People might buy, say, one Christmas sweatshirt for their work holiday party, but they probably have to buy 15 different gifts for people. So for me, during Q4, I actually sell more evergreen products than I do Christmas products.
So basically what you're saying is if you're starting print on demand, no matter what time of year, whether it's Christmas time or summertime or Mother's Day time, what would be better for you for the long term is to focus on a niche instead of bringing anything to do with the holiday or the time of year into what you're doing with your designs.
Exactly. If you're trying to create, say, passive income, which a lot of people are trying to do when they're starting a print on demand store, if you are constantly just chasing the holidays just to meet an abrupt end every time a holiday passes, you're no longer at a passive store. You're constantly chasing.
So basically, if I was starting POD today as we're filming this, it's September 27th, I could spend my next 3 weeks putting together a whole bunch of Christmas designs for my store, but then on December 26th, I basically have to start over.
Exactly. And then you'd probably be chasing Valentine's Day, which will come to an end again.
Yes. Tip number 3 should also help you to stand out in your niche. If you're choosing a really popular niche like a sports parent or a military parent or even the proud grandparent of a Boy Scout, for example, one way that you could actually stand out even more is to make a design that becomes a gift. What I have on the screen right now are a few examples of this. Again, this would involve a little bit of personalization, but the idea here would be for someone who is related to a member of the niche to ultimately become the recipient of the item.
Yeah, this will really help you expand your product line and also stand apart from the competition. One niche that was pretty oversaturated last year were coaching shirts, but a new design that has come out that has been really popular are things like, instead of a coaching shirt, a dibs on the coach shirt aimed at a coach's wife, or dibs on the pilot. This opens up that niche to a bunch of new different products because it doesn't just have to be their wife. Again, like Joe said, it can be different relatives, it can be your grandma, it can be your mom, your dad, and this really does allow you to stick out among some of the competition.
Tip number 4 can help you if you want to try and make more profits on every single order that you have. What we're talking about is trying to increase the average order value by getting people to buy more items. An example of that could be creating a mom and baby version of the product. Or what about matching items for his and hers, like couples, boyfriends, husbands and wives, girlfriends, or even matching hoodies for a human and a dog. What you could also also do is create bundles on your site where maybe you're selling print-on-demand coasters and you're trying to get people to buy a set of 5. Or maybe you're selling print-on-demand socks and you want people to buy 3 pairs. Or maybe you're selling print-on-demand stickers and you're going to try to get people to buy more than one. The goal here is to do something like that so that way every single time someone buys something from your store, you are making more money.
Yeah, the best way that I have been able to do this is by offering a group themed shirt. So even within my niche, there are certain groups that form. Say a student council shirt, a soccer ball team shirt. Having different group shirts ensures that people are usually buying for at least 5 to 10 people. So your average order value is going to be skyrocketing, and combine this with some of the personalization, and that is a gold mine.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great tip. I think just to tie us back to, the time of year that we're in right now, earlier this week, I uploaded a video about print-on-demand Christmas stockings. And I know we talked about trying to avoid some of that stuff if you're just at the beginning of creating your store. But one of the things that I talked about in that was kind of like what you said about creating group-themed things, where maybe you create things for an entire family. That could be tied into some of the things we were talking about with niches as well. Maybe it's like a sports family or a military family or something like that. Maybe a farming family as well.
Exactly. And something I like to do is if you're having troubles coming up with a saying, say for these group shirts, you can even leverage tools like ChatGPT. I pretty much just ask it to write me 10 text ideas for a group softball team shirt. And that has helped me really come up with brand new phrases that have not really been used yet. And I can pick from the 10 of them or make multiple different variations of these shirts.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a really good tip as well. Now, obviously, everything we talked about today is sometimes easier said than done. If you're just starting with your print-on-demand store, try to have fun with it and don't put so much pressure on yourself. What we have for you today are 4 tips that we think could help you out. If we were to do a quick recap, tip 1 was to think differently about the products you are choosing to sell to your niche. Try to do something maybe a little bit different than everyone else is doing. That might allow you to stand out, especially if you are selling into a very popular niche.
Tip 2, consider adding personalization. Personalized products are going to be purchased a lot more than non-personalized. So stick out from the competition and offer personalization on products that perhaps don't have many personalized competitors yet.
And tip 3 was to try and potentially create items as a gift for people who might be related to members of your niche. For example, if you are selling in the sports niche, instead of just creating products for people who love sports, you could create a proud baseball mom item that the son who plays baseball could buy for his mom.
And tip 4, find a way to increase the amount of products someone purchases in one order. There are many different ways to do this. My favorite way is to create products around groups. You can also do bundles. You can do matching mommy and me products. Just find ways to get people to purchase more than one product to increase your profit per order.
Awesome. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you have not seen Christina's channel, I'm going to put a link down in the pinned comment of this video. She makes a bunch of really great print-on-demand content, so definitely go check her out. Christina, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so much fun.
Awesome. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.